Well guys, I have to confess, the last video that I uploaded had been recorded a few weeks ago. That's because I've been in Japan and I've also been a little bit slow on my editing. And for me, I guess I'm a perfectionist. I don't know if any of you can relate out there, but I'm a perfectionist and sometimes I'd rather not do a job at all unless I get it perfect. And I really just got to get over that and make sure I sit down, record and get these videos out to you guys. But as you may know, luxury shopping in Japan, well, that place is an absolute mecca. They have so many amazing options when you go there to have a look at luxury vintage shopping. And I've really got to hand it to them for being so open to a diverse range of options when it comes to the things that Hermes can offer. Because we do see a lot of black bags, we do see a lot of gold bags, but over there you will see some amazing special orders, some really fantastic bright color combinations. I know that for many in the Western world, we tend to just err on the side of let's do neutrals, let's just keep it safe. Look, these bags are really expensive, I get it. We want them to match every single outfit that we wear. But to see them having a little bit of fun with their options and with their designs, it's really great to see that. And it would be so fab, wouldn't it be, to get to the point where your collection is significant enough and that your personality doesn't mind having some of these fun combos there. Now, of course, it wouldn't have been right to come back to Australia and not to go shopping, of course. So I have been into my Hermes sales assistant to have a look at this item here. So I'm just going to unbox that for you. So we have here, it's actually for hubby, to be honest. I'm just going to click this on while I open this up. So it is a clothing item. You have heard my irk before about the fact that they don't put some of their clothing items into the clothing bags, and they don't even put them into a box, but look, I guess it is what it is, hey? So let's just open this up. And so it had been probably a couple of months since I had last been in. No, maybe a month. Yeah, a month I'd say since I'd last been in. And I have bought him the double jus polo shirt, and this is in the medium size. So it's a navy color. It's got this like orange trim. It's got the clou de sole buttons, which I am a big fan of there. It's this really lovely lightweight fabric. Super classic design. They've been doing this for absolutely ages. What's it made out of? So it is made in Italy and it's 58% cotton, 42% polyester. And look, it's just it's a basic, going to make any guy happy sort of shirt, but I do love that it's got this little touch of orange and those buttons as well. So I'm sure hubby's going to enjoy that. And considering that he's been around with me having a look at all these vintage shops in Japan, I feel like he does deserve something for himself too. I started off at Ginza Xiaoma, and Ginza Xiaoma was a really interesting experience for me because I have shopped at a lot of secondhand luxury stores before, and this place was the only one that managed to replicate the sort of feel and atmosphere that you get when you go into an actual Hermes boutique or any other luxury retail store. Because of the lighting, the spaciousness, the way that they displayed their products, the attitude of the sales assistants, they certainly had a really good knowledge base of what the items were, deeper than surface level, because a lot of sales assistants, of course, they'll know what the leather is, they'll know what the size is, but I could really sense that these sales assistants had a deep appreciation for Hermes. And for me, that really swung me so much towards wanting to buy from these guys, because I felt like they really did know their stuff. And it really meant that the experience felt authentic to me, because when you are buying these bags resale, you're often paying a lot more than you would actually pay at an actual Hermes boutique. And so it's always seemed a little bit comical to me that some of these reseller places that you would go to, they would almost have like a sort of underground too casual vibe. You know, you're dropping quite a lot of money on these bags. I really feel that you've got to up the experience and make it feel like the customer is going in there and getting a luxury experience. So I've really got to applaud Ginza Xiaoma for finding the staff to really replicate and make that experience as close as possible to what you would get from the Hermes boutique. But let's get into what I did actually try. So you can see first up, wow, this Kelly pochette. This is the first time I've actually ever handled a Kelly pochette, and yeah, look, she is gorgeous and she is a great size. And I did like how with Ginza Xiaoma they would ask you to pop a glove on to try their bags. Some places did make you do this. A lot of places in Australia don't. They just allow you to touch the bags. And I felt like, look, there must be so much traffic that goes in and tries all these bags. It's nice to know that they are looking after each and every item. I think, look, you can't really go wrong with the black Kelly pochette, can you? It goes with everything. The size is perfect for anyone. It would be a great day or night bag, and look, I'd love to add one of these to my collection. I also tried on this Birkin 25 as well with the gold hardware. I think from memory this is Vert Amand, and this is in the Sellier style. I haven't tried on this particular combination before, and part of me, look, I don't really know if the Sellier style is for me or not, but it's almost just, hey, there's so much eye candy there, it didn't hurt to try things on. Now, I was really taken away by this Kelly Colormatic. This Kelly Colormatic, look, yes, it is extremely colourful, I get it, but there is something sort of cool and funky about it. And it is an eye catcher, and for a moment I thought to myself, you know, how would that feel bringing it home? The sangles are obviously two different colors, but I did quickly realize once I picked this up and I held up against me, I was like, well, you really have to be wearing like full neutrals. And I was wearing a pretty neutral outfit there aside from my orange scarf, and I already felt like I was wearing too many colors. So I think, I don't know, do you just go with the flow and just go completely clashing colors? Or do you just cave and wear neutral colors all the time while you're carrying this bag? But it did have that super slouchy look to it, maybe a little bit too slouchy for me, but the concern that I had was just on the back of it. There was a lot of black staining along the back side of it, and even though that's really not the side that you hold out all the time that people see, look, it is an expensive bag, and I probably would have wanted a bit less scuffing for it if I had taken that home. This really cool Kelly bag here in the Berenia. It's got like a portion up the top of it that's in the Berenia leather, and then like a sort of shell-like casing down the bottom of it. I've never ever seen this before. It's from 2020, but probably a little bit too out there. I'm still busy collecting basics, and this would be a great collector's piece, but perhaps it's 10 years down the line for me. I'm not quite there yet. Now, for the very first time in my life, I tried a picnic Birkin, and I had never really thought of myself as a picnic Birkin sort of girl, but wow, like this thing is heavy, but it is beautiful. There is just something about it. I don't know even where I would take this bag. I don't even know what I would wear it with. And I don't even know how wicker holds up over time, like it does deteriorate quickly. But for the very first time in my life, I was like, I really would love to take this home. And I don't think I've even had the picnic discussion with my SA before, but this was really, really gorgeous. I don't know what it was about it. The color is really beautiful, having it with the gold, and yeah, I don't know, but it is a gorgeous one. And I think that, look, if I had a complete collection of everything else, I would definitely want to bring a picnic Birkin home with me too. And I also tried on this Kelly pochette in the Atoupe. This was in the Swift leather. Very, very good condition, a lot of their bags, I've got to say. And they're stored really, really well. They do temperature control the store very, very nicely. They had these really fun lattice ones, and both in pink, one in the Kelly, one in this Constance. Look, these are a little bit loud for me too, but it's just so fascinating sometimes to be able to eyeball these things. You really don't see people wearing these every day. Where are the people that buy these bags? Why are they not walking around in my stores so that I can see them in real life? But these are pretty groovy. There's a part of me that would love to venture into the yellow side of Hermes, and this special order that's in the Celeste and Lime, this could be really fun in summer, hey? But I think the color combo of having both of them together is probably a little bit too extreme for me. I think something in the limoncello probably is a bit more down my territory. These are both beautiful Lindies. The mini Lindy is probably more down my alley. I think the bigger Lindy is probably going to just be too big on my frame. But I see a dumpling every time I see a mini Lindy, and I'm not sure if that dumpling suits my sort of style. But it is a cute bag. Every time I see it, it is cute. Some cool minty colors here with the Vert Peppermint in the plume and this Birkin 25 in the green neve. The green neve is such a chameleon color. I love it. It sort of just swings in between like a proper gray and this sort of greenish sort of undertone. And I think it could be a great one for a sort of alternative neutral to have in your wardrobe. Coming up the staircase, I had these amazing cool unique items. I had this one with a cutout of little ostrich colored pieces in it, and then just some bags that you just don't really see often. A massive Lindy, a very mini Pickerton that's just so cute and tiny, and then a toolbox. I don't think they make the toolbox that much anymore. And then just some really lovely garden parties in some fun colors as well. So it was almost like a history museum to Hermes, to seeing all these lovely different items that you don't see on a day-to-day basis. Just diving back into the yellow, the Jean Poussin, and seeing some roulees as well in this beautiful yellow color, sort of like a more mustard color. The sales assistant had already tempted me from downstairs by telling me there was a mauve pale mini Kelly too upstairs. What she didn't tell me was that it was in the alligator, and wow, she's a stunner. She's very pricey though, but an absolute stunner, and she is rightfully positioned next to this Birkin Faubourg, and wow. First time seeing that in real life and just having a look at that alligator on it, it is gorgeous. It is a fun, quirky item to have. Also fab to see some of the other alligator and crocodile items that they had upstairs. I think the idea of rocking a fab crocodile special order bag in a punch in your face color like this, these rose colors, I think that would be really the dream for all of us, isn't it? And I also saw this mini Kelly from 2004, super tiny in the Courchevel leather. Really interesting to feel this leather. It's like shiny, a little bit tougher. Now the real crown jewel was of course seeing these mini Kellys in the Dore and Argent colors. They had multiples of these. I think they had like 3 Dores and 4 in the Argent. They did have that silver color in exotic leathers as well. And just to see multiples of these mini Kellys, these super rare colors in the mini Kellys in the one place, I thought that was just absolutely crazy to see. Of course, the prices are a little bit crazy to match as well, and especially to see them in the exotic colors too. But really, I would love to take any of these home with me. Of course, silver and gold, they go with everything. I was really considering pulling the plug on the Argent or the gold, but I guess I still have this loyalty to my home store, and I felt like part of the game of playing Hermes is being patient, and whatever is meant to come your way will come your way, and having that continued faith in the system. Look, I guess I still try to cling on to that. Look, it gets harder and harder, of course. I'm now waiting, hopefully, for a bag to come sometime this year, and it does get really hard. And often when I'm at this point of my journey, I think to myself, why am I doing this? Like, why don't I just go out and go to a really fab store like Ginza Xiaoma, have that nice experience too. It's almost like a boutique experience anyway, and then just pick what I want and take home what I like. And look, I don't know. I think, actually I do know. I've told you before, I'm a sucker for the game. I do feel this loyalty to Hermes itself and my home store, and also to my sales assistant. So I don't know what to say to that. It is what it is. My husband thinks it's absolutely insane. I could have brought home any of those bags and had those bags in my collection now. But yeah, I guess you've just got to trust the process. And trusting the process is so hard. I know. I keep saying it. I keep saying to you guys, trust the process. But then when it comes to the absolute time where I need to trust the process, I find it really hard to do. And it's equally as nerve-wracking for me as well. I had an absolute ball at Ginza Xiaoma. They treated me so wonderfully while I was there. Look, you can see this fab wall. I just love how they put everything in like color order, and you can see this wall of like rose pink colored bags. Oh, I did try on this Mini Kelly in the rose azalea. I love this. Yes, that almost came home with me too. And I love how they just put everything together in the same color family. So a whole bunch of blues here. I think the darker blues is probably not really my thing, and the lighter blues I'm worried about color staining. A really cool wall of these beads on wheels. These are just a very fun take on the actual regular bead. Pretty hard to get in store over here as well, and man, this wall is just so cool. I forgot about that. There's a little green ostrich down the bottom, and there was Sabrina Forbergs as well. This Verona Forberg, considering that Forberg material does pick up stains really easily. It's a bit like box leather where it'll stain, it'll scratch and that sort of thing. This has been taken care of so well. So this would be a great one to bring home too if you like the heritage leathers. Here you can see a Jean Passon detail. The sangles and the handle and the sides are done on this cray coloured bag. This is a fun take on the neutral as well, isn't it? Because you get that little pop of colour, but someone's put their little initials underneath there. So that always does make it hard, doesn't it, when you're picking up a second-hand item that's been personalised like that to someone else. All in all, I think if I'm going to take a deep dive into buying second-hand vintage, I certainly would consider something like this store here, because I feel that they do take a lot of diligent care into making sure that the item is authentic. She did run me through how they go about in ensuring that the items are authentic, and a lot of them items do have the receipts and the purchase history, and I feel like a store like Ginza Xiaoma is probably, they're large enough and they've been around long enough to be held accountable if anything was deemed to be inauthentic, and it does seem like they are doing their due diligence. So I certainly have confidence in their items and the way that they authenticate them, but for me I think it's getting over that mental hurdle of not going to the actual Hermes store but buying it from somewhere else. And I can see how that can be freeing, just being able to choose what you want and choose when you want to get it. You can literally walk in the store and come out with it the next moment, but of course it does come with a price tag. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm going to get a bit more regular with these and with these vlogs, of course, and I do have some other adventures in store for some other stores that I went into to have a look at some Hermes items as well. So stay tuned for those really soon, and I will catch you shortly. Bye.